Praise Jesus, hallelujah, Victoria for Kingdom Therapy. We are back again. I hope God has kept you safe, sound, good, and He's given you miracles and blessings and beautiful things to testify and glorify His name about. Today, we are going to talk about sources of dreams. Like, I've done so many teachings on dreams, a few dream interpretations here and there, and most of you are asking, you're talking about dreams as the highest form of revelation, and you're talking about them as something beautiful, but how come me when I sleep I have dreams from the devil? I have dreams where I'm being attacked. I have dreams where I'm going through an accident, or there's a fire burning, or someone is chasing me. And most of you are termed those as demonic dreams, or termed those as dreams from the devil. Now, I want us to distinguish between dreams from God and dreams from other sources. But I want to make a clarification. The devil cannot cause you to dream. The devil is not a creator. He's not a creator, so he can't create anything. So since he cannot create anything, he cannot even activate your dream world. He cannot give you an unction to dream. So it is God alone that activates your dream world, and it's God alone that gives you an unction to dream. So what does the devil do? Why do you think you're getting demonic dreams, or what are demonic dreams? What the devil does is he hijacks your dreams. He manipulates your dreams. So the devil is not in any way a source of you to dream. So there are no such thing as demonic dreams or dreams from the devil. What he has done is he has hijacked your dreams. Rather, what we say is, I experienced a demonic attack or a demonic encounter. So what you call the dreams from the devil are literally demonic attacks or demonic encounters. What did he do? You were dreaming, and he hijacked and he manipulated your dreams. So that is what the devil does. So let us look at the different sources of dreams. So when you go to bed and you're dreaming, that dream that you've gotten, what is the source of that dream? First and foremost, they are dreams from God. They are dreams from God. 2, we have dreams from yourself, what we call dreams from the soul, or dreams from the subconscious mind, what we naturally refer to as natural dreams. Natural dreams, we have also what we call dreams from the mind, or what we call visions of the mind, or what most of you call the trance, visions of the mind. So the last category of dreams that most of you seemed to be interested in were the ones you are calling dreams from the devil. No, these are demonic attacks, or what we call demonic encounters. The devil does not give dreams, but he would rather make you experience a demonic attack, which we call nightmares. For example, spiritual spouses, for example, dreams of you burning, so many different dreams that show that you're being like you're literally under attack. So our different sources of dreams: you can have a dream that comes from God, you can have a dream that comes from your subconscious mind, or what we call dreams from yourself that are self-evoked. We can have visions of the mind, or what we call the trance. Then we have demonic attacks and demonic encounters. So let us look at natural dreams, or what we call dreams from the subconscious mind, or dreams from yourself. Sometimes a dream can come from your subconscious mind, or a dream can come from you, the dream, because of the information you have prior. Your soul has a mind, and it's with your mind that you think. Your soul has a will, and it's from your will that you choose. And then your soul has emotions, and it's from your emotions that you act. So when you go to bed, sometimes you may receive a dream what we call self-evoked dreams, or dreams from your soul, from yourself or from your soul, because of what you experienced in the day, or because of the information that you obtained, or that you have. So your soul can cause you to dream, because remember, your soul consists of the mind, the will, and the emotions. So you can literally feel from your emotions and act from them. You literally have a will. The will is what allows you to either choose this or choose that, to have a preference, a testing preference. Then your soul still has the mind, which mind thinks. So sometimes your soul does not rest. And then when it's not rest, you get self-evoked dreams. For example, let's say you had a bad accident in the day, or you were nearing an accident in the day, and then when you dream yourself involved in an accident, or you had a fight with someone in the day. Let's say you had a misunderstanding with a workmate at work, and when you dream, when you go to bed, you literally dream when this same particular workmate is chasing you around, you're quarreling with this same particular workmate. What is literally happening is this a self-evoked dream, because your soul retained information of what happened. Your subconscious mind retained information of what happened in the day, or what you watched. Some of you, let's say you can watch a horror movie and then dream about let's say men chasing you or something. It's something that is happening from your subconscious mind. You exposed your subconscious mind to a particular type of information, and that information relays back to you from your soul through the mind and will and emotions. You dream. So those are natural dreams. That's why we call them natural. They're natural because they happen because your subconscious mind was exposed to some kind of information. So don't these dreams. Actually, you shouldn't try to look for interpretations of such dreams, because they are not given by God, and literally most times they don't even have a message behind them. You could just have a horror dream just because you watched a horror movie before you went to bed. You could dream fighting or quarreling with someone just because you had the same experience in the day. So your subconscious mind is literally reliving what happened to you in the day, or what happened, the information literally that was stored. So our number 2 source of dream is what we call the trance, or the visions of the mind. Let us read about the trance or the visions of mind. We're going to read Acts 10 from verse 9. So let us read Acts 10 from verse 9. The Bible says, Acts 10 from verse 9. Then the next day, as they went on their journey and drew near the city, Peter went up on the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. Verse 10, then he became very hungry and wanted to eat. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance and saw heaven opened and an object like a great sheet bound at the 4 corners, descending to him and let down to the earth. In it were all kinds of 4-footed animals of the earth, wild beasts, creeping things, and birds of the air. And a voice came to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything common or unclean. And a voice spoke to him again the second time, what God has cleansed, you must not call common. This was done 3 times, and the object was taken up into heaven again. Now while Peter wondered within himself what this vision which he had seen meant, behold, the men who had been sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate. And they called and asked whether Simon, whose surname was Peter, was lodging there. While Peter thought about the vision, the Spirit said to him, behold, 3 men are seeking you. Arise therefore, go down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. So the Bible talks about trances, or what we call visions of the mind, as we've read in Acts 10:9 to around 15. Our dreams could be from a trance, or what we call the visions of the mind, like we've read in Acts 10:9. We noticed that Peter was hungry. Peter was on a journey and he was hungry, and he was up on the rooftop praying. Then he was, because he was very hungry, he wanted to eat. But while they were preparing a meal, he fell into a trance, and so that heaven opened and a sheet came down with things that he could actually eat. So a trance usually happens because of what you're thinking and what you want to do. A trance is different from a natural dream or dreams from the subconscious mind, because we've said that dreams from the subconscious mind, you must have obtained that kind of information in the day. You must have gone through that experience in the day for the subconscious mind to still bring back that same information to you. But now a trance happens, or what we call visions of the mind. You did not even go through this in the day, but it is what you want to do at the moment. It is what you're thinking about at the moment. It is like Peter was hungry. He was praying and he was hungry, and because he was hungry, he started to think about food. So because he thought about food, a dream was evoked, a vision was evoked. That's why a trance is called the vision of the mind. A vision was evoked with things that he could eat. And he literally would see the Lord telling him, pick and eat. But then he notices these animals that are being told of him to eat are actually unclean. So it is the same thing. I'll give you an example. When the Spirit of God carried Jesus Christ into the wilderness for him to be tempted of the devil, what did the devil tempt him with? Because Jesus was very hungry, he had come from a 40-day fast, 40-day fast. He was literally very hungry. And when he looked at the stones, of course he was thinking about food. And remember, he had the ability to change these stones into food. What did the devil tempt him with? He said, turn those stones into food, into bread. Why? It was a vision of his mind, because he was hungry and he was thinking about food. So that it was easy for the devil to tap into his subconscious to notice that he wanted to have food at the same time. So most of you always wondered why it was very easy for the devil to tempt Jesus with food. It was because it was what he was thinking about at that time, and it is what he wanted to do. He wanted to eat. He was thinking about food. Just like we've read in Acts 10, Peter was hungry, very hungry, and he was thinking about food, and a vision of the mind happened, and food appeared to him in form of animals. So that's also another source of dreams. So we can have dreams from the visions of our mind. You desire something, then you start thinking about it, and then you dream it, or you fall into a trance and you see exactly, like you could be seated I'll give you an example. You could be seated, actually the easiest example of a trance is daydreaming. Like, let's say, let me give an example. Okay, what do men want? Men like cars. Let's say you're seated somewhere and you're concentrating in this quiet place, and all of a sudden you fall into a trance. You see yourself driving a beautiful car. You see yourself, it's as if you're daydreaming. A trance is almost like your mind wandering about, and then you get what we call visions of the mind. Women, what do you want? Women love weddings. So it's one of those things. You're seated somewhere and you start imagining probably your wedding, imagining how beautiful your wedding is and all this. So that's what a trance is, and it can also be a source of dreams. You can fall into a trance while sleeping, or your mind can give you visions when you are sleeping. Another source of our dreams is the major source, actually. What we should always look out for is dreams from God. You literally go to sleep, your soul goes to rest. It's not wandering about just like what happens in the natural dreams or dreams from yourself. No, your soul goes to rest. Your mind is resting, and immediately you're pulled out. Immediately you're pulled out. These dreams, the dreams from God, have nothing to do with what you saw in the day, or what you felt in the day, or what you thought about. Like, a dream from God is not about a trance. It's not about the natural dreams. It's not from the subconscious mind. It's not about the visions of your mind. No, you didn't see this. You didn't think about it. You didn't, and then all of a sudden you're dreaming it. Why? Because God is giving you communication. Imagine, you didn't think, I'll give you an example. You didn't think, you haven't seen your schoolmates in a very long time. Let's say the people you went to school with in secondary school, you haven't seen them in a long time. You haven't talked to them. You don't have contact with them. You weren't thinking about your former school at all. And then you go to bed and voila, you're dreaming. You're back at your former school. You're seeing these people you used to be in school with. You're in your dormitory, this and this, so you're writing an exam. So that is what a dream from God is. A dream of God is always about a revelation, is always about a dream from God is always about a revelation. It's always, there's always something. Either God is showing you what is going to happen tomorrow, what you're going through at the moment, what happened in the past and it affected you. God's dreams are always interrelated. There's a reason probably why you're dreaming about your former fellow students. There's a reason why you're writing an exam and you're failing it. There's a reason. So when it comes to dreams from God, these dreams can be prophetic and they can be spiritual at the same time. Let us have a reading to see dreams from God. Let us go to Genesis 15. Genesis 15. Let us begin from verse 12. And now, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Then he said, Abram, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in the land that is not theirs, and I will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years, and also the nation whom they serve I will judge. Afterward they shall come out with great possessions. Now as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried in a good place. But in the fourth generation they shall return here, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. Now listen. Abram, who later becomes the father of our faith, who later becomes Abraham, falls into a deep sleep. And when deep sleep comes upon him, God gives him a dream. Behold, there was a horror and great darkness that fell upon him. And then he had a voice that said that your descendants will be captives in a foreign land. This is not something Abraham had experienced. It's not something that he had thought about. It's not something that he had seen. It's not something that was coming, like he was thinking about, because how do you think about people becoming slaves for 400 years in a far land? You get? So literally this information had come from God. He wasn't thinking it. He wasn't thinking it. He had nothing to do with it. He hadn't seen it. He hadn't felt it. But the dream was here. So dreams from God can either be prophetic or spiritual. Let us all read another example of prophetic or spiritual dreams. Let us go to the book of Joel chapter 2. Let us begin from verse 28. Joel 2:28. The Bible says, Joel 2:28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions, and also on my men servants and my maid servants I will pour out my spirit in those days. So Joel 2:28 shows that dreams from God happen when God pours out his spirit. It's God's spirit that evokes you to dream. It's not about what you saw, it's not about what you felt, it's not about what you're thinking, it's not about the devil, it's not about anything. But God pours out his spirit for you to be able to get a revelation from him, for you to be able to dialogue with him, to have deeper revelations of what he's talking about. And we know that dreams from God can either be prophetic or spiritual. They can be about the future, they can be about the present, they can be about the past, they can be what you're going through at the moment, but there's always a revelation from the dream that comes from God. Our fourth source is what we called demonic attacks or demonic encounters, what most of you have been referring to as dreams from the devil. But like I already explained, we don't have dreams from that devil, but we have evoked dreams from the devil, or dreams that have been hijacked by the devil to turn them into nightmares or into demonic attacks and demonic encounters. So dreams from the devil or demonic encounters are dangerous. And how do these dreams happen? Because remember, we said it's only God that gives you an unction to dream. It's only God that activates your world. So how do you get nightmares? How do you get demonic attacks? How do you get demonic encounters? Demonic encounters happen when you open a door for demonic influence. The only way you can get a demonic attack, because that's why I said this kind of thing shouldn't even be happening to a believer. A demonic attack or a demonic encounter shouldn't be happening to a believer. Things like succubuses and incubuses, what most of you call spiritual spouses, those dreams when you're being strangled, such things should not even be happening to a saint. But why do they happen? They happen because you opened a door for demonic influence. The devil cannot cause you to dream. The devil cannot attack you unless you opened a door for him. You did something that gave him a place of influence. Let me give you an example. When you contaminate your soul, when you contaminate yourself, when you contaminate your spirit, you open a door for demonic influence. There are two types of gets into the spiritual man. One, we have what we call, there are two types of gets. There is what we call a man's spirit. Your spirit is a get. So unless you guard your spirit, if your spirit gets contaminated, you will get a demonic attack because you've opened that door for demonic influence. The other, like when you open your spirit, so unless you guard your spirit, you shall open a door for demonic influence. The other is when you lack discernment between dreams from God and then demonic attacks. So you should be able to guard the gates of your spirit. How do you guard the gates of your spirit? Because when your spiritual gate is open, you allow yourself to get contaminated. And when you allow yourself to get contaminated, you open a door for demonic influence. How do you guard the door of your spirit? Remember, the spiritual realm has eyes, what we call spiritual eyes. And the spiritual realm has ears. Everything, we know that everything in life has ears. Everything that has life has ears. The moon has ears, it can hear. The sun does. The plants have. The dogs, everything, every creation can literally hear. The wind, the rain, the waters, everything can literally hear. So since they can hear, even your inner man, your inner spirit man has what we call eyes and ears at the same time. Now those eyes and ears are gates to the spirit. So for you to avoid demonic influence, remember dreams are spiritual. You don't have dreams in the physical, like your physical body does not have dreams. Who has the dreams? It's your spirit man, it's your soul that gets to have dreams. It's your spirit man that gets to have dreams. So this demonic influence still attacks your spirit man. So when you open a door can be opened either through your eyes, your spiritual eyes, or your spiritual ears, what we call the eye. Remember, we talked about two types of gates to the spirit of man. So there is the eye gate, and then there is the ear gate. So whatever you see or whatever you allow yourself to see in the natural will affect your spirit man, or whatever you allow yourself to hear in the natural will affect your spirit man. So as a saint, as a child of God, you should guard your gates, because when your gate gets contaminated, that is when you get a demonic influence or a demonic attack. Let me give you an example. Most of you ask about incubuses and succubuses. Incubuses and succubuses cannot attack you, like spiritual spouses cannot attack you unless you open the door, or unless you give this influence a gateway. So what happens? If, let's say, masturbation can cause it, you can literally get a spiritual spouse if you're kind of person who masturbates. If you feed your eyes on sexual perversion, for example, you watch pornography, or you watch music videos that are filled with sensual parts, people doing all these sorts of things, you're allowing your spirit through your eyes, which is a gate. You're allowing your spirit to be able to access this. And when your spirit man or your spirit realm gets exposed to this kind of information, then you've given devil access to be able to manipulate or to attack or to have an encounter with you. So every time you block your gates, or every time you protect your gates, your ears, and then your eyes, and you do not contaminate your soul. So as a saint, as a child of God, you should be very careful what you see. You should be very careful what you hear, because our eyes are like owls. Like, notice that as seers, let me give you an example. If as a child of God, you should be very careful which gate you open. So if you've been given an anointing of a seer, if you're kind of person who sees things before they actually happen, let's say there's going to be an accident, let's say, and then just before the accident happens, you get this vision like there's an accident here and then it happens. That means you are a seer. So if you're a seer, you're like an owl. And if you're a prophet, if you carry the anointing of a prophet, then you're like an eagle. So you have to be extremely careful what you watch and what you hear, because they are going to affect your spirit. They're going to open, whatever you watch or hear opens up a gate. So you have to be careful what music you listen to, because music also opens doors to demonic influences. You have to be careful about the kinds of things you watch. If probably you watch pornography, then pornography is going to evoke sexual desire and lust, and when you do that, then you've given access to nightmares, you've given access to spiritual husbands. So every demonic encounter cannot happen. You cannot have demonic dreams or demonic encounters, or the dreams you call from the devil, unless you opened a door for demonic influence. So literally learn to guard yourself, learn to guard your spirit, the spirit realm, your spirit man from being influenced or from giving a devil a chance to be able to attack you. If you're intact, let's say, if you're not practicing sexual immorality and you're not engaging yourself in sexual perversion, then you're not going to then things like spiritual spouses cannot attack you. If you're not engaging yourself, I give you an example. Sexual immorality is a door. It's a door. It's a door that gives the devil demonic influence. Witchcraft is a door. If you engage yourself in witchcraft, it's a door that also opens you up for demonic influences and demonic attacks. If let me say, if you're a coveter, you're a person who covets, like you covet and then you desire to take what is not yours, it also so whatever feelings or things you see or things you engage in that are not right with God, they open a door for demonic influence. So you can be able to avoid demonic attacks as long as you've closed the demonic influences outside. So the moment you guard your eyes and ears, what you see, what you listen to, what you engage in, like you're not doing witchcraft, you're not involved in rumor mongering, you're not abusive, you're not coveting, you're not in sexual immorality, you're not a thief, literally, then you will not have what we call demonic attacks or what we call dreams from a devil. So every time you feel a demonic attack, when you wake up, there's rebuking. But why some of you rebuke and these things don't happen is because, or the rebuking doesn't happen and the attacks continue and continue and continue. It's because you're praying, yes, and rebuking these things. But what caused this demonic attack has not been dealt with. You have not dealt with the door. You've not closed the door that brought in that spiritual spouse. You've not closed the door that brought in that demonic attack. You've not closed the door. So as long as that door remains open, it means you've still given the devil access. You've still given the devil access to be able to reach you, to be able to do his manipulations in your life. So those are our different 4 sources of dreams. Now I want us to talk about something. I'm going to give you, to sum this all up, I'm going to give you a few dreams that show. So to sum up our topic on the different sources of dreams, let me just give a few dreams that should warn you, like dreams you see and then you realize, I'm being warned, something is actually wrong, I am having demonic influence in my life, I am having demonic attacks. What God is saying, like what is God saying? Most of you think that these dreams are bad. Like if you have a dream that is bad, you assume that this dream has come from the devil. Let's say you dream, you have a dream when a snake is biting you. You have a dream when you see yourself in a car accident. When you see teeth falling out. When you see dogs biting you. Those are not demonic dreams. Those dreams come from God, but there is a message, and the message is a warning. And the message is a warning. Like I've taught you about demonic dreams, where you open a gate and then you get things, you get demonic encounters. But there are dreams that look bad, but then they are coming from God, because God is warning you. Remember, the devil cannot give you an unction to dream. He cannot make you dream. But even if the dream is bad and you see that the dream is bad, there is a reason why you had a bad dream. Don't just rebuke it and you're like, this dream is from the devil because the dream was bad. So let me give you some warning dreams. For example, when you see dead people in your dream, there's no way it's written that when you see dead people that the devil has given you that dream. No, but it's a warning dream. So when you see dead people in your dream, dead people represent a season or a spirit of failure upon your life, or the spirit of death haunting you, or death of blessings, like something in you is going to die. If let's say it's a dead person who is driving the car you're in, that means you're destined for doom. Whatever you were planning to do is going to end up badly, or whatever you want to do is going to, is not going to prosper. So just like that the dead are dead and they are not functioning, they don't have any blessing. When you see a dead person in your dream, instead of just saying, this is a demonic attack, I rebuke, see, like cast the demon or cast the spirit behind that dream. And the spirit is God is warning you that you have been attacked by a spirit of failure, you've been attacked by a spirit of death, you've been attacked by a spirit that wants to destroy your blessing and your life. Another dream that is a warning dream is drowning in the dream. If you see yourself drowning in the dream, it shows that you can easily be deceived. It also shows emotional turmoil, like in the moment you're emotionally overwhelmed. It also shows the spirit of death. It also shows confusion. So you are likely to be pressurized by others. So you see what happens when you're drowning. Like when you're drowning, you're struggling to stay afloat. You're struggling to touch here and there for you to stay afloat. So that action that you see yourself doing in the dream shows that your life is in confusion. You're being pressurized like by others. Your life is you're in a season of pressure. You can easily be deceived, emotional turmoil, you're overwhelmed emotionally, spirit of death. Things are not going to go well in your life when you have a dream that you are drowning. So God is warning you to take better action. Another dream that is a warning is snake bite. When you dream or when you see yourself being bitten by a snake in the dream, being bitten by a snake shows something that you fear is going to happen. Remember, biblically, the Bible says men the child of a woman and a serpent will always be at loggerheads. So when you see a serpent biting you in the dream, it shows that something wrong. It's a message. It's a dream that is warning you that something wrong is going to happen. Something that you feared is going to happen. Something that you don't want to happen is actually going to happen. It also the serpent also represents a deception. So when you're being bitten by a snake, it shows deception around you. Start looking at the people around you. People around you are fooling you. People around you are beautiful or are happy or are saying beautiful things to your face. But when they go back, they say negative things. They are deceiving you. You're dealing with a spirit of deception around you. So you have to check your relationships. You have to check the people around you and what their motives are. God is simply warning you to be cautious about the people that you bring in your life or the people are currently in your life. Find out what their intentions are. Draw back a bit. Don't give your all because there's a deceptive spirit around you. Then also be watchful on who is speaking in your life. Remember how we know the serpent on how it deceived Eve into eating the forbidden fruit. So it shows that literally Eve was listening to the serpent. So when you dream the serpent or when you dream a snake biting you, be cautious who you give your ears to. Be cautious who is speaking into your life. God could be warning you that the people that you are listening to or the people that are speaking into your life are destining your life for doom, for failure, or for something that you fear to happen. So another dream is when you see yourself in a car accident. Anything to take you forward or grow you from where you were from one level to another is what we call destiny growth. For example, when you dream yourself in a car, or when you dream yourself in an aeroplane, or when you dream yourself on a bicycle, or in a taxi, or anything, all those are destiny enhancers, all those are destiny movers. So they are destiny aiders. We call them destiny aiders because they move you from one place to another. So it is not when you dream a car, it's not generally just about destination, that, or I'm going to go from, let's say, Kampala to Arua, or I'm going to go from when you have an aeroplane, or I'm going to go from Uganda to USA. No, when you dream a destiny aider or a means of transport, it can actually mean it depicts something that helps you to grow from one level to another, or from one area to another. So when you see yourself in a car accident, it's a warning that something is going to go wrong. Your relationship could go wrong, your job could go wrong, your finances could go wrong, your travel itself could go wrong. So what does a car accident depict? A car accident shows that what was aiding your destiny is going to catch fire. What was aiding your destiny is going to be broken down. If it was a relationship that was aiding your destiny and it was taking you to another level, that relationship is going to come to a standstill, or it's going to go wrong. If it's a job, let's say you are expecting a promotion and then you have a dream and you're involved in a car accident, it shows that something is going to go wrong with your job. If you are expecting, let's say, to travel and then you see yourself in a car accident, it shows that actually something is going to go wrong with your travel. So literally seeing a destiny aider crashing shows that your aid from one level of life to another is going to be on a standstill, or it's going to be go wrong. It could be work, it could be relationships, it could be anything. Another dream that is a warning and it evokes prayer, it is time to pray, is when you see yourself naked in the dream. When I say naked, I do not mean you're showering in the comfort of your home and you're seeing yourself naked. That is actually deliverance. But when you see yourself naked in a public space, when you see yourself naked in a place you shouldn't be naked in, where people don't expect you to be naked, this dream shows a spirit of shame. Or let's say you're naked before people are seated and you're literally throwing your clothes off and you're undressing. It shows the spirit of shame. It shows the spirit of embarrassment. It shows wrong popularity. Probably you're going to go viral on social media or viral in your life, but then wrongly. So it shows you're naked you're naked literally in the public. Embarrassment, shame, and a wrong popularity is coming to you. Another dream that is a warning is when you see yourself with teeth falling out. Your teeth is falling out, or someone gets a dream about you and they say, I actually dreamt when your teeth was falling out. Teeth represent confidence. Teeth represent maturity, because as babies don't have teeth. So when you see teeth, you literally know this is maturity. They represent confidence. Without teeth in your mouth, you cannot be even confident to smile. If you have ugly teeth, you cannot be able to smile. So teeth represent confidence. They represent maturity. They also represent beauty. Teeth also represents a wisdom to do things. So when you have a dream and your teeth are falling out, it shows loss of confidence. That is number one. Two, it also shows low self-esteem. That is number two. If it's sometimes the definition can also depend on on which teeth you literally saw that were falling out. Were they the molars? Were they the premolars? Were they the canines? Were they the front teeth? So the kind of tooth also falling out could also represent so much. So if it's the back teeth that we call the molars are the ones we use to chew. They come with edge. So because they come with edge and they're the ones that break down stuff, they literally represent power. They represent control. So if you see your back teeth falling out, then that means you're losing power, you're losing control. or power is about to be taken away from you. If you're losing your front teeth, which people can easily see, then that means confidence. You're losing confidence, or you're losing you're losing confidence, and then you're going to a situation is going to happen that is going to put you in a situation of low self-esteem. But literally, losing teeth represents you losing something that you love, something that builds your confidence, something that builds your maturity. A blessing in your life is going to be lost. Another dream that is a warning sign is when you see dogs are biting you. When you see dogs biting you, dogs. People don't understand. People associate dogs to so many things. So, dog dreams depend on the context, on that context in which you had the dreams. Remember, first and foremost, dogs can represent the spirit of sexual immorality. That is one. Then two, dogs can also represent men's best friends. So dogs can also represent the people around you. Dogs can also represent encounters, divine encounters, or occultic encounters. So it depends on how you saw the dogs in the dream. So dogs don't necessarily represent witchcraft, but they can represent witchcraft depending on how you see them in the dream. So dogs could be like dogs could show. Remember, in the literal sense, dogs are man's best friend. So dogs could also represent the people that you chose to have access in your life. So if you have a dream of a dog, the first thing you should think about is, who has access to my life? The people who have allowed access into my life, are they good people or not good people? So dogs could also show that someone very close to you is conspiring against you. If you dream that dogs are biting you, it could also shows the spirit of betrayal. That's number one. It also shows that someone you entrusted with your life is going to betray you. So you should be very careful. There's a conspiracy going on around you. So it could also show that there's wickedness. There's wickedness looming around you. There's wickedness. The wickedness could be witchcraft. The wickedness could be people plotting against you, conspiring against you. So also dogs can show a spirit of lust after you. That's why I think in that essence, there are these earthly, there are these sayings that are earthly. When a man probably is loose, or a man is sleeping around, that's why you hear things like men are dogs, in the context of lust and sexual immorality. So dogs could also mean a spirit of lust after you. So dog bite could mean a conspiracy against you. Someone close to you, wants to do something funny. Betrayal, wickedness around you. Wickedness could be witchcraft and all sorts of things. People planning evil for you. Our last dream, that is a warning dream today, is when you see yourself trapped or lost. Trapped, is when you see yourself probably caged up, when you see yourself closed in a house, when you see yourself probably in a prison cell, when you see yourself in an olden house and you're trying to get out and you can't get out. Also, if you see yourself lost, like you're walking in this wilderness, or you're walking in a forest and you're trying to find your way and you're lost, you're running but you cannot seem to find the road. All this shows lack of direction. It could mean that your life lacks direction. That is number one. Two, you are everywhere but nowhere. Like your life is all over the place but you are nowhere. There's no specific breakthrough that is coming in your life. There's no specific greatness. Like you're doing this, if you're the kind of person who does business, today you do this business, the other time you do the other, that one fails, you start another. So you're all over the place but you are actually nowhere. You need to fix the situation. You need stability. So when you also see yourself trapped, it means you cannot go to the next level. You've been caged. When you see yourself trapped, that means you cannot get out to go to the next level. Even if you wanted to do something, you cannot go to the next level. That's why you see yourself trapped. So when you're lost also, it also shows that your destiny has been trapped, or your destiny is being dealt with. When I said destiny, I mean so many things. It could be your career life, it could be your marital life, it could be childbearing, it could be finances. So your finances, your career lives, one of those things could be trapped. So you need to look into yourself and try to fix the situation. So those are our 8 examples of warning dreams. So these dreams are not demonic dreams. I know that is what you've been thinking, that when I have a bad dream, it's not from God, it's from the devil. You actually wake up and you're like, I had a very bad dream, the devil attacked me. No, these are not demonic dreams. God allows these dreams to warn you. God allows these dreams for you to rise up and pray. God allows these dreams for you to, he's warning you literally. That now imagine a dream that shows dogs biting you. God is literally telling you, cross-check the people you're with. Another dream that shows a snake bite. There's a spirit of deception around you. Be careful who you're telling information. So how could you call that a demonic dream just because it appeared in a wrong way? It is appearing like that because that is the message that God wants to relay. So whatever you've been calling bad dreams is not literally a dream from the devil. The dreams we call from the devil are the hijacked dreams, are the manipulated dreams, are the demonic encounters like spiritual spouses, those the incubuses and succubuses, those dreams that show that there is demonic influence in your life. Actually, the dreams that show sin. Every time you have a dream, and in that dream, when you wake up, you depict sin. You depict that whatever you did was sin before God. Let's say you're not married, but you're dreaming having sex. Because remember, sex is in the sanctuary of a marriage, a bed undefiled. So when you're having a dream having sex, that is a demonic attack. If you have a dream killing a person, committing murder, if you have, those things, if you have a dream that even in the presence of God is literal sin, then you've opened a gate for demonic influence, and you're getting demonic attacks or demonic encounters. I hope we've understood the difference between God dreams, demonic dreams or demonic encounters, dreams from the subconscious mind, or what we call dreams from the natural because of what we thought about, and then the dreams from the visions of the night, visions of the day, soul visions, or what we call trance that happen because of what we would want to see. Cheers.